Several years ago, I made the decision to no longer be a stay-at-home mom. Let's get into the reasons why. So about 3 years ago, I made the decision that I was not going to be a stay-at-home mom anymore. I felt that that job title and the role that was set out for me was stifling and didn't give me space for the growth and development of my children, for my own personal growth and development, and for society as a whole. Now, I will preface this by saying I still stay at home. I did not get a 9-to-5 job. I am still very much enjoying my role here in the home, being home full time. But I call myself a homemaker. Reason number one is that the term stay-at-home mom is very child-centric. And I know that sounds weird coming from a mom, but hang in there with me for a second. I'm going to break down this reason into 3 sub-reasons. That's not good for child development. That's the first thing. We actually don't want our whole world to revolve around our children because it's not reality. It's not reality now as children, and it's definitely not reality once they're out into the world. Now, I am not saying that we need to ignore our kids. Please don't take this to the other extreme. What I am saying is that children need to have an amount of independence. When you're kind of in that kangaroo care stage, that's different. I'm not really talking about the very small infant stage, but I'm talking about once they have their own mobility and their own opinions, right? Babies form their own opinion about things much more quickly than you would think before you have children. That leads me into my second reason. So 1, not good for child development, and 2, this child-centric view is not good for the mom's development either. One of the biggest things that you will hear from mothers, whether they work or not, but especially from stay-at-home mothers, you will hear that they feel like they have lost themselves. And I totally understand that feeling. I was there at one point. So you hear women say, you know, all I am is a mom now. All I do is change diapers, burp the baby, play with them, take them to soccer practice, no matter where they are in the span of their children's growth, they end up feeling like they have nothing of themselves left and that they're only giving themselves to their children. They have nothing left for their spouse. They have nothing left for society as a whole. So this child-centric view of what we are supposed to be doing in the home has left mothers feeling really wrung out and really guilty because we cannot measure up to those standards. And then the third subheading under this is that society has taken this term stay-at-home mom and applied it so strenuously to mothers. It's putting a lot of pressure on moms and really narrowed the space that mothers have. So 150 years ago, seeing a mom out at the market with her baby on her hip, and maybe the baby is grumpy and mom is just trying to get their market day done, nobody would have been fazed by that. Now, moms are constantly hearing, we're not welcome in spaces. We're not welcome on planes. We're not welcome on trains. We're not welcome in the grocery store. If our kid makes any noise, happy or sad, we need to leave. That is a trickle-down effect from a woman becoming just a mom, just a stay-at-home mom. That's it. So why doesn't she just sit at home with her crying baby and not bother anyone else? Which leads me into my second reason. Mothers who stay home, or women who are not mothers, women who stay home have a much larger role in society than just taking care of children. I could pay someone to take care of my kids and there would still be a lot left undone at home. And every woman knows that. It's not just watching your kids. By using the term homemaker, I am giving myself the grace and space to take responsibility for everything within the domestic sphere. So we see this in the Bible. We see this in history. We see this through all levels of different societies in the world. Women had a home economy, a domestic sphere over which they were the queen, okay? We see that women were making lace, they were baking bread, they were doing laundry, they were doing seamstress alterations, they were doing things out of their homes, They were helping with farm work or preparing for farm work. They were helping with animals. They had a really large role in the home. Now, industrialization and capitalism have in many ways taken some of these roles from women. And I think that's a big part of why some women felt the need to go get a 9-to-5 and still feel the need today. Because if you think that at home the only thing you need to do is maybe some laundry and watch your kids, then you're going to end up feeling very inadequate at the end of the day. But if you look at all the ways that you can help in the domestic sphere and take control of that little kingdom that you have, you end up feeling much more useful to society as a whole. Whether that means gardening, learning to sew, learning to can, volunteering in your community, helping out at your kids' school. Those are all part of your domestic sphere and your sphere of influence as a woman in the home and in your community. So those are my two major reasons that I use the term homemaker and not stay-at-home mom. I want to give myself the grace and space to grow and learn and be the queen over my little domestic sphere and to revel in that ability. I absolutely would love to have a discussion in the comments of anything that you agree with, disagree with. My channel is going to be a space for intentional homemaking and skill building, and I hope that you will join me here by clicking the subscribe, and please click the like button on your way out.